Let's move forward with the construction series of this magnificent residential project. This is video number 2 of this series. If you haven't watched the previous video about foundation layouts and details, check the link on the description and at the top right corner. So we're going to focus on the floor plans in this video, where we'll be developing the floor plans, roof plans, and room layouts. So this is what we've produced for the submission of obtaining building permit. We're going to take this further and put more detail. It's on scale of 1:50, but we've been working on detailed design views. So I'm going to collapse this folder. This is mainly from the MS BIM 2025 ArchiCAD Pro template. So if you want to really optimize and speed up your workflow, produce great results, and deliver your project well in time, check the link on the description to download this template. I'll also share the result we're going to produce, or the outcome of this project, of this video. Of this video, check also the link on the description to download the project. So the previous video we shared the layout as well, the foundation layout and its details. So in this one, we're going to share out the development of the floor plans. So I'm going to go down here under the construction document folder and open the ground floor. This is where we'll be working. So if you look at here, if you look at the properties of this view, the scale is 1:20 because we are blowing up and add more detail. So unfortunately, the dimensions looks pretty small for this, so I will advise I create a separate layer for construction documents dimensions, because this one is just annotation dimension general. So let's create a layer. In order for you to select the layer, make sure you pick parameters like Alt and click the layer, click the element. Then if you go to the layer settings, that element layers will be selected like that. So I can easily duplicate this by creating a new layer based on the selection. And then I can say this is for construction. I'll say construction. Okay, and then it should be active under this layer. Update. Then I'll have to switch off the dimension general on this layer combination, because if you look at the layer combination here for the construction documents, it's enlarged floor plans because we're blowing it up to 1:20 scale. So once you're done, you can hit OK to apply that. Those dimensions will be now hidden from here, so that you can add a new dimensions with or for construction documents. So if you look at here, what we want also, let's go back to the detailed view plans. We have the rooms as well, the room tag based on zones. So here it only shows the name, the floor finish, and then the level. But in construction drawings, we're gonna take a little bit step further and add more details, such as detailed with the area of the room, a detailed description of the finish, and what else can we add? The height of the ceiling. We can put so much of information, and then I don't know why this is not right on the edge like that. Okay, so we can also have this is zones, right? Yes. If you go back on the ground here, we need to have our zones active. I'm gonna search for zones under enlarged floor plan layer combination. Our zone module, this one needs to be active. I'm gonna update. Let's see. Yes, we have it here. but as again the scale looks too small, but it's not a problem. We can come back and adjust that. Okay, so one thing that I want us to focus on, I have the, I'm gonna set up the composition for of the walls, because as it is now, it's just a basic wall. It doesn't reflect the finish, it doesn't reflect the core structure. So that is the first thing to tackle. So I'm gonna go to the composite, under options, element attributes, then open the composite. I don't know if so what I want here is to create a composite for a core brick, then have plasters on board, plaster on both sides, right? I don't know what's happening with me today. So I'm gonna create a new composite. I'll call it 230 mm because that's the thickness of the wall. Brick work. Oh, sorry, I don't know why that. Brickwork plastered on both sides. Correct. I can say 12 millimeter plastered on both sides. And I'm not gonna duplicate. Let me copy this because ArchiCAD has a tendency of, if you say new, it will delete this name. I told you, so I can just paste. And then hit OK. So I have only a brick, so I'm gonna have it 3 skins, right? This one is going to be 12 millimeters. And this is going to be 12 millimeter. So the total needs to be 230. Total thickness of the wall should be 230. So here I suspect should be 109. No, 209, sorry. 209, no, 206 to amount to 230 millimeter brickwork. So I'm gonna change the plaster. Textured plaster, gypsum. I'll go for plaster gypsum. Right. Plaster gypsum. Okay, and then this will remain as brick. Then I can hit OK. So this will be mainly for the wall tool. Then hit OK. I need to create also for the internal walls. So I need to create a composite for that as well. Let's go back to elements attributes, then open our composite. This time around I'm going to duplicate this. Then let's say it's going to be 115, which is the thickness of the wall, plus 230, 12 millimeters plaster on both sides, and then this should be 106 to is it 106? Should be 115. Let me see, 100. Is it 96? Oh, okay. 94. 115. 91. Yes, should be 115 like that. And then the plasters will remain the same. So I'm gonna hit OK to apply the changes. So now I need to select all the 230 walls and assign it in the new composite. So let's do that. I'm gonna go one by one. I don't know, I can use the control find selection and try to add the criteria for thickness. If it's thickness is here, let me see if this is gonna work. 230, thickness. Let's see if this doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I have to do it manually like that. But anyway, it's not that a big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. I will do it manually. Okay, let's turn this into a composite, then search for 230. This is the one. Okay, so now we have 230 wall with a plaster. The only thing that we didn't pay attention to was the pens, the line weights. So if you go to view and on screen options, if you activate the true line weight, you'd see we have both the plaster line and the brickwork line, or the core brick, or on the same weight. So this needs to be changed or addressed. I'm gonna select this, right click, and so the plaster would go for a lighter pen, 0.13, which is pen 102. Should do the magic. I'm gonna select both of that like so. So that's basically what I wanted. This is the outline for the core brick. So I'm gonna hit OK. So that will be addressed, something like that. All right. Why this wall is here? I'm gonna delete. Let's do assign the composite for the internal walls. Make sure you select all the walls. I guess they are all selected. Let's change the structure to composite 105 and perfect. So you see even the joints clean out nicely. Okay, the main issue is the pen sets. Let's go back to the composite and 102. 102. I think I need to create 102. Doesn't really it doesn't really out, because this is let me see first what pen we've used for. We've used pen 1, which is relatively the same size with for the brick, relatively the same size with the plaster. So I'm gonna change this to a cut brick, cut wall. Should be one, cut walls. 27 should be the pen. 2727. Let's apply this to our 230 brick. should be 27, which is 40, 27. All right, let's hit OK. Those changes will be applied for both the external wall and the internal wall. Perfect. So you can see the contrast between the two, which does give depth to our drawing. Make sure you check all this. Yes, there's a bit of an issue here. Oh, we don't have 250. Oh, sorry, it should be this one. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just to confirm, every corner, every point of this drawing is carefully attended. Here we have an issue here, so this needs to be a composite. Change it to 105. Perfect. Let's see again. So I have a little bit of an issue with these ones here, so I'm gonna select all three of them once and try to use the adjust. I'm gonna adjust it to the level of the core brick. So the issue didn't connect, it didn't clean out the connection, so I'm gonna bring it to this line. What's going on here? Is that one of the things? Or maybe from the center, or I could just select, pick the wall. Yes, perfect. That will be now cleaned out nicely. Okay, we will need to create a detail, a call out detail for this cladding, because you can see we have the third skin for our garage wall. So we have another issue here. I'm going to use adjust, then select this, adjust, select the wall. Perfect. I guess we've attended all the points. So what we need to do again is the doors. I have two different door representation, 2D representation. If you see this one is just the one line and the other one 2 lines. I don't know which is which. I need to make them the same style. So I'm going to select all the doors and then go to its settings. What the thing that makes it this not too sure is because if you look at if you go to your floor plan section, right, you see the 2D detail level is by model view options. So let's change this to 1:50, scale of 1:50. That will be automatically applied. I'm not sure where the hatching. I don't think I would like to have the hatching. So what I would do, go back and I think let's have the same here for the show reveal to be always 1:50, right? Then I'm gonna floor plan section and check if the cut fill background, let's change this to no or transparent. Cut fill. Okay, where can we find? I want to locate this leaf. Maybe let's go back to its settings and check within all the parameters. Yeah, I think under model attributes, if you scroll down, show opening line, that's correct. Let's go with this one. Oh yeah, it's under that too. If you look at the all the parameters for the door, we have two floor plan and section. No, we have floor plan and section here and the model attributes. So that's where I've changed. You have another floor plan section here, but you have to go in on the all the attributes, for all the attributes, I mean for all the parameters, and locate floor plan and section and get rid of the what you call, and get rid of the fill or the background. Okay, one other thing is the pen weight, because I see they have different line weights, even pens here. I've seen for the door frame it's black. So we are going to go back to the floor plan section and turn our we have the frame contour pen, the leaf contour pen. I don't see this to be different, so let's make it 91. Let's make all 91. Okay, then the other one is for the wall, right? That one is not a problem. I can hit OK. I want to have the path dotted, not solid as that, solid line like that. So that one I can change it under opening lines. So I'm gonna override the model view options, then change this to be dashed. Change this to be dashed, or I can go straight to the model view options, which is here. I'm gonna open it here and create a new because I see it's suit for it to be created. I'm gonna create a new model view options and call it this is going to be 04 construction plans. Okay, and then go to openings. Let's find those we have here. Yes, we have construction elements. It says show entire door with a marker. Where is the line? But I need to go straight to the doors, right? Door symbol. Opening line, door line type. Window line type, the opening line. Yes, this is the one. I don't want it to be solid line. Let's have it dashed. Line type opposite should be dashed. We are under international, right? Then also change it here to be dashed, and then this is railing. I'm gonna make sure I go through all the here. We don't have opening lines. Let me check another one there. Yes, we do have here. Opening lines. Dashed. No, this should be solid. I have to change it here. Secondary opening line should be dashed. Also for this one should be dashed. Yes. Once we're done, okay, I have the USA one. Here we don't have an opening line, right? Okay, once we're done, I can hit OK to apply the changes. So now, because this, if you go to the construction documents, it's been using, I don't know why, something wrong here. I don't know why this didn't change. Construction plans. This door is from 27, right? Let's go back and check on the 27 library. We don't have a 27 library here, but I thought I've changed that. Yeah, it's line open inside 3D and section of elevation. Open in line. Yes, this is the word. Door opening line should be dashed. Okay, okay. Wow, it didn't change. So you know what? This will waste my time. What I'll do, I'll quickly go select all the doors and override the model view options right away. Let's just override this and have everything dashed. I don't know why it's not cooperating. Yes, we have that. Then also we're gonna dash it on the elevation as well. Hit OK. Perfect. So we have it that way, and we'll move on to the next floor, which is the first floor. But before we move on, we need to fix all the issues here. You see, the scale of the zone text is small. What you need to do is to set up a scale of 1:20 for our zone. So I'm gonna select all the zone by activating the tool and hit Control A, and I open its settings. Under the settings section, you would find we have different scales here. We don't have a scale for 1:20. Wow. Because we need to set up the parameters for zones on a scale of 1:20. We have 1:50 up to 1:100. I mean 1:200. So how can I customize this? Oh, I didn't know this is a challenge before. Okay. How can I customize or add my scale? So here, these are the available scales you can set your zones to be. Okay, I get that, I see. But there are many ways of killing a cat. What I would do here is to duplicate the zones and create a layer for zones for construction. Let's duplicate this one. I'd say construction. Then this should be active here. Then this one should be off. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the detailed design views and open the floor plan there so that I can select all the zones. Control Shift D to duplicate it within the same point. Set this one to a layer for construction, and then it should be off on this detailed floor plan layer combination. So I'm gonna switch it off just like this and hit OK. So if we go back to our construction views or construction documents, if you open that, you'd see our zones are back here. What we need to do is to open the settings and try to override the height. Let me start with this one, make it 5. Yes, 5 still is too small. Let's make it 10. Yes, 10. The problem with this, we are only changing the title or the room name instead of all the elements. So I'm gonna go back and go to and change this to text block, override, make it 8. Yes, that's what I want. Perfect. Okay, so we have that. I don't know why I want to have it all red. Change this to annotation. That's right, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. That's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. I don't know, 1:20 would it fit in my drawing? So I'm going to go to the layout book and create another. We've created the foundation layout previous video. So in this one, I'm going to create another layout for plans. Change this master layout to A1. And if I bring in the construction drawing, ground floor plan, it doesn't fit because of its scale. Wow. So technically I'm having an issue here. So let's scale it down to 1:50. Still it won't. Still it doesn't fit. Still it doesn't fit. But you know what? I don't think in this I don't think in this one I'll have to use both the council submission or the local authority submission drawings plans to reference this and then have the callouts, right? So in this case, the first callout will be this part. It's going to be this part of the garage. Yes. But let's have it back to 1:20. I'm gonna trim off. Yes, and then have this because I'm interested in the. I didn't apply the composite on this wall. I don't know what happened. Let's change the structure to composite, 230 brick and plaster. Perfect. Yes, and then if you go back to our layout, that information will be updated. Even though I don't feel like I need to plaster this wall because I'm having a cladding here. So that will be unnecessary cost to the client. So we need to fix this part. This will be unnecessary cost to plaster this wall all the way to there. That will be an extra cost to the client. So what I'm saying, I need to create another composite. Let's duplicate this. This time around is going to be plaster on one side, which is the internal side of the garage. So let's remove one plaster. I'm gonna go with the bottom one, then hit OK. So have to break this wall into, or split it into two. Yes, then intersect the corner like that. So this will be, it's going to be a challenge. You see this, the reference line is in the center, this one is on the outside. So I don't know how the plaster on one side composite will work, but it worked perfectly. No, we need to have the plaster on the other direction, right? Let's go back and drag down to the bottom of the plaster, hit OK. That will be applied. Now we have an issue with the pen. I don't know the pen which is lighter, so let's go back and set this to 27 like that. That will be updated. Perfect. Pretty much happy with the results. We still have an issue here that to address. It's not inlined. I don't know why it's not inlined. I'll just do that and intersect. Okay, intersect. Clean up this. Wow, we're having a bit of a problem here. Okay, I see the plaster and the wall doesn't intersect. What is the problem? This should clean up. This should definitely clean out. So if you go through the building materials under elements attributes, let's open the building material. The brick is on 540 strong. Let's see the plaster. The plaster is fine, it's less strong than the brick. I don't know why it's refusing to clean up this. Even the side, we need to clean up the joints. Okay, wow, we have another issue here. This is a serious problem I'm facing. It's a challenge I'm facing. I don't know what to do. Let me isolate it in 3D and see how best I can resolve this issue. Anyway, I think I'll settle for this. I don't know. I'll settle for this. Trust me. I don't think I have more time to waste on resolving this issue. I've tried, but from this zoom, it doesn't show. It only shows when you zoom in a bit. Let's check on the layout, but here it does show, which is not a big problem. I don't know, this doesn't really look like it's aligned accurately. Maybe it might be the problem. Okay, maybe it might be what triggers this to happen. Okay. No, we have failed, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know how you can solve this challenge in the comment section. let's share, guys. All right, so let's move ahead. What I want from this layout, I wanted to create this detail and have it somewhere here. I think I need to clear more space. Yes, to have more space. So within this layout, I'm going to have a detail for this garage door because it's one of the complex garage door I've ever designed. So you'd see why I'm saying this. I will have to provide a detail here and then provide a detail for the cladding. So that's a call out for the garage. Okay, so what I need to do now is to reference this within the floor plan, especially on the drawings for plans. I mean, yes, for council plans. Okay, I see there's a lot of mess here. And I need to go back and open the view. Oh, let's select this one. Should be off. This one should be off here, right? Yes. Okay, perfect. So we need to reference that blown up detail here. So I'm going to go back to the ground and I'm going to use this call out here. I pick this parameter, then have it here. Okay, this will be now reference. It's not a change. I forgot. This is a revision. This is not a change. I want the detail, which is this one. Okay. This will be the detail. Yes, this will be the detail for the garage. So I need to reference it here. You know what I don't like about the 2D details, because you have to open. If you have to right click and open this, you're going to access the 2D of your of that blown up, and I don't like it, to be honest, because this is not parametric or it's not live. It's just 2D lines. So I don't like it. So the best way I do is I reference that. I'll have to save it. Let's see. I want to show you something here. I'll have to go here, and then this will be a garage plan, or just say garage detail. Let's say garage details, right? And then this will be the ID for this drawing that we need to reference it here. So I'm gonna put it here. Let's put it there. Yes, so that this becomes a link, because I want it to be a point where if I want to come back and make modification here, my drawings will be automatically updated. I don't want to now have to create another 2D detail to update that. So this is my approach to this situation in ArchiCAD. I hope moving forward they will make the detail live instead of lines and fields, which doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. If it's beam, let's go beam all out. I don't think we should cut corners. All right, let's go back to our garage. No, I made a mistake. I've changed this one. This one should be, this should remain as plans, right? And the garage should be under construction, which is this one. Okay, and this will be the code of I'm going to close this detail. This will be now the code or the reference ID for that. 6.2, if you go back, 6.2 is the garage. So I'll need to cut a section. I'll need to cut a section here and have it there and have a detail for the door. This is very important. Okay, so I'm going to say we already have a section here. I'm not sure this section is cutting through the panel. Okay, yes it is, but it needs to be a separate, and I'm gonna create a separate section for this that will cut just specifically for that. Okay, and then these blown up sections, they are wall sections. I'm going to change their appearance, right, to be something different. So I'm going to go to the marker, okay, marker text and symbol, right? And for this one, I'm gonna make it empty with no fill. Right, let's make it empty with no fill. Perfect. So that it's different. So that it's different from the full section. This will be our wall section, and it's going to be wall W01, because this is the first wall section we've cut, and the garage the garage, right? If I right click and open the section, perfect. So I would want to the scale. Let's go to the view map and change the scale to 1:2. Where's the sections? Here it is. I'm going to go to its settings, then set this to 1:20, right? Yes, 1:20. Yeah, so that I can be able to see this in detail. So this will be the panel construction, the sliding construction. So I need to change, the pens are too heavy, so I'm going to try the cut pen 0.13. This one is frame is 0. Let's make it 0.13 on, and then the panel, let's have gray color, uncut line, make it 102. Let's make all 102, right? But I need to create 0.01, a separate pen for blown up details. So I'm gonna go here under the pens, and let's say I'm gonna have one pen here. I'm gonna add them here. So this will be just specifically for 0.05. I'm gonna change the color to gray, and then I'm gonna have 0.09, also gray, maybe slightly darker gray. Yes, and 0.10. Oh, sorry, 0.10. Then grade 2. Okay, so this I'm gonna store as MS, I'll say construction plans. Let's get rid of the copy, store, and hit OK. So for this one, I'm going to go to its settings and key in that construction pan. Let's zoom in so that I can now apply that to my frame cut. Is fine at this. Then these ones are going to be 0.05, which is 218 and 218. But that will be a problem because it's gonna change this into other drawings. So I better be careful with this. I could have override. I didn't do it correctly, so I could have overridden this 3, right? So that if it becomes 0.01 like so, and then this becomes 0.13. 0.13. So let's go back. Oh, sorry. Instead of changing here, I'm gonna change this to 0.05. This is going to be 0.09. This is going to be 10. Then store as construction, override, hit OK. So that if I change the pen in different views, because this element will be captured in different views, it will be captured in other sections, and it has to maintain the same pen number but different weight. So that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to set this to be a 05. You see, a 0505. I think it's perfect this way. But I'm wondering why they cut this midline is thick. I don't know way to change it. Okay, that is the frame, right? Is that the frame? The transom. Yes, this color. The transom, I want it to be 0.13. What about the panel? The panel, I want it to be 0.05. I don't have the junctions. Oh, there's a distinction panel as well. 0.05, hit OK. Perfect. Yes. That's how you do it. 0.05 and then this 0.13. I think I might just well do the 0. For the frame. Let's just do 0.05. Yes. Perfect. Yes, and I'm not sure with the H. The H represents, okay, the H needs to be 0.05. Oh, the H for the frame. This is the H for the frame. All this needs to change. For the panel, the steel, I'm gonna go 0.09 or 0.5 as well. The distinct panel. Let's see why it didn't change. What is this H for? For the boundary frame, maybe. Let's see. The boundary frame is invisible. This one is sorted. Here we don't have H. Panels are fine. The frames, all they are sorted. Okay, so that makes sense. And then I need to put a specification for this one. So for now, I will then here there's a bit of a problem here, because this is what landscape. So I need to check this in 3D as well. I'm going to cut the section in 3D as well. We have that. We're gonna have paving all around. I mean the apron all around. So I'm gonna delete this because it's not supposed to be there. And then if I right click and search for apron paved, should be active on this one. Let me update it. Should be, yes, should be updated on this. And this should start right on top of. So we're gonna have a problem here. We need to have this starting right on top of our apron, and our apron is around. It's on the first floor. What the hell is it doing on the first floor? This should be on ground floor. Okay, and 0. Okay, there's a problem here that needs to be fixed. So I guess if I right click and show all this in 3D, so you see that's the reason why, or that's the importance of, you know, blowing up your building into parts, because it will give you errors of it will give you or show you different sets of your where you need to fix. So this should be on ground. Let's say 0, and if you go back to the section to position it nice. Why is not showing here? Let's activate this, make sure it's active on the enlarged plans. All right, so this should be at a level of, it should drop by 200. It should drop by 200. Negative 200. Perfect. Yes. Okay, from this step, this is negative 200. This one here, maybe 150. What do you think? Yes. So our, I need to confirm it first with this. Yes, because we have a step here of 50 and then another step of 100. I think it's fine. So from here is 150, right? So that means from this level to this 150, or maybe 100. I could have made it 150. Yes, something like that. Okay, so that means our cladding needs to start at 150 or maybe 100, because it doesn't necessarily need to be. Yes, I think 150 is fine. It has to be like this. Okay, yes, perfect. And then I'm not sure with the height. it's accordingly. For sure, everything looks perfect. So what I need now is to go back to our section. We need to clean up our mesh. So I'm gonna bring solid element operation and select all the apron, make it an operator. So if you go back to section, I'm gonna perform this operation here because I need to subtract, just subtract. The operation will be subtraction. Let's execute. So that I want to clean up here this here. So we have a clean connection there. I don't know what were the, just because, let me see here, it was 46. So I'm going to edit this, make sure the suspend group is inactive, and then I can edit this down by 46. Let's save. Yes, it's nicely cleaned, which is what I wanted. Great. But there's a bit of a clutch here. What is this material for? This is what? Okay, I need to bring it to front, maybe. Yes, I just needed to bring it to front. And oh, I see. You know why? When we removed the skin, the skin of a plaster on the other side, that changed the thickness of our wall. So if you see here, we have that captured. But this needs to be right there, straight to that. Yes, I'll position it this way. Okay. Yes. Because the skin of a plaster, or even, you know what, this should represent the size of a brick. If this is 211, no, but that's not the case. Let's leave it this way. Let's leave it this way. Okay, so we have this window projection, we have the cladding, and then the wall, then the slab. We need a beam underneath there. We need a beam. To have a beam there, it's easy just to go and apply the beam tool. I'm gonna draw it. Oh, sorry, instead of a profile, let's find concrete structural. It's going to be 230 by 400. I'll have to confirm with the engineering drawings to see the sizes, especially the rim beam. Sizes. And the nicer part of using this kind of approach of beam, instead of drawing or placing a separate beam, I can capture this as a profile. So for example, let's go to complex profile manager, then capture this. I'm going to easily add a beam on top here. Let's drop it down by a beam of 300. Okay, let me confirm with the engineer's drawing. I'm gonna confirm with the engineer's drawing. The the size of the beam. Size of the beam, which one is this? Yeah. That's the slab. First floor reinforcement. Yes, this should be the one. This is our beam. I think it's 425 or 423. 425 height. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to say 425. Let's drop it down by 425. Then I'm gonna pick this and place it there again. Change this to concrete structural. This is the line for the plaster. Oh, this is just the line, right? Let me see. Yes, this is just the line, and then I can make this cut structural for beams, just to have it a little bit thicker than the wall. Then save as I'm gonna save this as a garage wall. Hit OK. Then if you go back, I'm gonna assign this. Let's apply our profile. Maybe turn this to a profile. Set it to garage wall. Yes, we now have our beam applied there. So it has to connect seamlessly with this concrete material. So this should be, it's under reinforced. Okay, could have used reinforced material, reinforced concrete. Let's go for reinforced, then save. If you go back, it will clean up, seamlessly like that. But then the issue now is the line, line width for this wall, for the slab. I don't know why it should be cut like that. Now we have a nice and clean. All the slab should be 50. I'm gonna go with 50. Okay. So that's basically how you are, detailing your model. So we have a plaster that goes underneath. Now we need to have a ceiling that goes. I don't know. I have to design something there, but I can take advantage of the slab soffity and then treat it. I need to apply a layer, another skin of layer. Maybe create a composite for this and have a soffity underneath there. So if we check on 3D, the soffity needs to continue all the way down. It has to be the same thing all the way. Okay, so this I can say maybe soffity, change it to maybe a paint white paint. Something white. Same to the edges. Paint white. I don't know, it should match up. I think we should match up with this. What is this? Stucco white. This is stucco white, right? Yeah, I think let's match up that. Stucco. Is it rough or fine? This looks like rough. Yeah, rough stucco and rough stucco. Yes, something like that, just to have it clean and flawless. There should be a beam. I don't know what happened to. There should be a beam here. A steel beam. I don't know what happened to it. Let me switch on everything. Wow. Might be deleted it. What happened? I'm gonna copy this one. You see the same size? Yes. I can feel it. Maybe pick parameters of that and inject. No, this should be first floor. This should be on the first floor and stretch like that. Okay, yeah, nice. So let's move ahead with our, I think I need also to close up this, close up here. So the best way is to cap it. I don't know, from the ground, that apron, we also have an issue here to fillet. Another one here to fillet. Okay. Okay, what I was saying, instead of having our, okay, let's go to subtraction. This is the apron, right? I want to okay, let me do it from this side to there, and I will have to fillet so that it can clean up like that. So if you check on 3D, this will be nicely done. That's how it's supposed to be done. Perfect. All right, so let's go back to our garage detail plan. So I'm gonna bring in this section, the garage wall section. What? Let me fix the, let's fit in the elements, then right click on it, then redefine with the current view settings. Okay, so that when we bring it to the layout, it can be easily manipulated. So I don't know, I don't think I have to go all the way. I will restrict it to just this part because I'm interested in the only on the wall. I'm interested only on the wall, right? Yes. And I can also trim it a bit, drag it to top. Where is the label? Okay, the labels should be next to the elements, so I can easily, instead of doing it one by one or manually, I can go through its settings. Then under the drawing title we have alignment, right? Let's say focus on the drawing and on the center of the drawing. So if you see okay, it will be automatically aligned with the drawing. So another one is the door, the garage door, but I need also to reference it right here, like I did for the section, even though it's far. I think I need to reduce the length. I need to stretch it so that it fits in the layout, something like that. So if you go back, bingo. Okay, perfect. So I want to bring in details for this door. That for your own information, let me go to the internet. I'm gonna surf the internet and search what I'm thinking in terms of this garage door. I'm gonna open the internet. Let me go search it for it and then I'll come. This is the type of the garage system we're going with. So we need to provide this detail in this layout. So I'm going to use a curtain wall tool to achieve this. So let's go back to our plan view, and then where is it? There we go. Initially I used a couple of elements to achieve this impression. Let me show you in 3D. So what I did, I've placed a thin wall so that I can just place a garage door to have a representation in 2D, because you can see we have the overhead of the garage. But in this case we're not going to have this kind of arrangement. What I'm going to do is to get rid of this. Let's it was just for the purpose of 3D visualization. So now we need to create a practical detail for this. So I'm going to get rid of these elements and this wall like that. Okay, so on the exterior, on the slates, I've used curtain wall tool, like I said. So what we need to do is to make sure that if you look at the image, let me go back to the image. I'm gonna play. So it's unlike the overhead one that will slide to the overhead of the garage. Rather stack it right on the top side of the garage door. So we need also to make sure the headroom here it's enough for it to stack. That's one thing. And then we also need to create enough space for the car to pass underneath. So let's go back and change that. So that means the total height for the door should be 2.5. So I'm going to change this to 2,500, and this will be the remaining. Let me stretch it, or just Control D to move it to the top like that. So it looks too perfect, so I need to just create a space between, just a gap to, mimic or represent that line of the garage line. So I'm going to move it by maybe 2. Yes, now we have this line. So maybe change the graphical right to concept. This one. Oh, I wanted to make make it all black. Yes, this one. Yeah, so that you can have this line showing. But then we need I need to transfer this information again from this side. I'll pick this information again on this one by magic wand. So now the height of this should be underneath the slab, the first floor slab, like that. And but I'd wanted this to stack twice, because if you look at the image, we're having also this line where it's been hinged to allow pivot motion. So what I do, I'll have to separate. I have two portions of the door. So the first one will be 1.250, right? And then I'm going to Control Shift D to make a copy to the top. Also create space between, or the gap between, to have the line. And this is going to be another 1.250, but I need to create also the joint, the gap between, to have that line. So I'm going to reduce it, maybe 48. Yes, to have these lines. Okay, so I don't know because if you look at the garage doors from the ArchiCAD library, we don't have something similar to this. So here all the doors are either roll up or overhead. We don't have the tilt. Okay, we have this one tilter, but you can't have a, let's see, the tilt up is just the full door. It doesn't have the pivot in the middle, so that is going to be a challenge. Hence I've decided to create a custom door for this one. So we also have this one, which is vertical sliding. This is the entire door. I don't want to have the entire door sliding up, but I wanted to have two portions to allow or promote folding while it's still sliding to stack on the top. So yeah, so I don't know, to represent this in 3D, maybe I'll need to have an elevation on our layout. On this layout, we have to provide the elevation end of the door, of the garage door, somewhere here, and then maybe have a separate 3D document that, you know, illustrate how the door functions. So what I need to do is pick this elevation, then place elevation cut here, so that if you open it, or we can say garage elevation, garage door elevation, right? Let's open the elevation. Yes, this is one thing that I need to address. If you look at, you know, the representation here, it's, I don't know why there's H that gets across. So this might be generated from the material that I've assigned, because this is going to be metal finished with wood finish. So if you look at the, let's see, yeah, this is kind of the system I'm going to use. Not the exact or the actual wood is going to be aluminum finished with the buttons, I mean the wood material. So maybe let's select this and see how we can address this hatching. So it has to do with the frames, because that's actually the frames. We have the transom frame, that's the only frame that is active. And let's go to its frame settings. we have it aluminum here, but because the hatch has been generated on this, not the actual representation we want. So let's change this material to something like an S-base frame, right? And then still have the wood finish. Let's say okay to see the result. Nothing has changed. Let's go back again. Maybe on the panel, must be on the panels. Let's go here. The panels is just glass. Yes, this is the one. Let's try to change this to S-base. Hit OK. Nothing. Wow. This is a problem, because if you delete this, yeah, it's on the curtain wall. Let's go back. Maybe under curtain wall settings, under floor planning sections, we don't have any materials here. So yeah, maybe it's the wood. Let's see. Yeah, it's the wood finish. So I think that's the wood finish. Let's change this to a wood that doesn't have H, because if you look at this Victorial H, is the one that has been represented here. If we switch on or switch off to that one, let's hit OK. Perfect. It worked perfectly well. That's what we want. But it has to represent the coloring or the rendering for wood. So that's one thing that we need to achieve. So if you go back, I want to have maybe let's still revert to this marble one, and we can go to its surfaces under elements attributes. Let's open that to, get rid of the hatch. Where is it? Should be selected on the list here. Find it. Yes, there are a lot of things that have been selected, have been highlighted. Oops, yeah, there you go. Let's remove the fill to maybe 5%. Let's apply. Yeah, I think this is perfect. Okay, so I need this elevation in my details, my layout, sorry. I'm going to find it under elevation. Do we have elevations here? No, we didn't bring our elevations there. So what do we need to do? Go to detailed elevations here. I'm going to drag it here. Let's trim. I'm going to trim. Because I'm interested on the garage, so for the garage door, I'm going to trim most of the elements here up to maybe to the height of the planter, and then the foundation also. I'm gonna get rid of it. Control D and place it. I'm gonna place it somewhere there. Go to the drawing settings to fix the title position. Under drawing title, let's make this position to the drawing and hit OK. That'll be that. Because we're dealing with, this is just a garage detail, we need to increase its the scale to 1:20. So I'm gonna go back to the view, go to its view settings, and set this to be 1:20. Apply. Obviously, to affect the scale of this drawing on the layouts here, so we will have to readjust this. That way. Let me do that. Wow, we will need a space here to fit in this detail. 1:20 is it's big. Maybe change here to 1:25. 1:25. Let's see. Doesn't fit, but we still have a lot of space. We can trim and trim, move it there, and this one also we can trim up to there, then shift it to the side. Yes, we have now space between, and I'm gonna drag it to the top like that. Okay. Impressive. So I can also, create a simulation on how this door operates so that the contractor can be able to pick it up. Otherwise, it will be a headache for him. That's the role of BIM. You have to, test it visually that it's going to work, and communicate it to whatever the relevant stakeholders. So I'm gonna go back here, because this is a curtain wall. What I need to do is go to the 3D, and I'm going to select all this and make a copy to the side like that, and I'll need to represent this in action. Oh, sorry, could have copied also with this and that. Control Shift. We'll need a bit of a slab as well. Most of the stuff I'm missing here. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna take this. Let's make a copy to the side. And I'm going to cut. Let's cut a section so that we can create that impression. Let's open it, and I hope curtain wall can rotate, because it has to rotate that way. Okay, I'll have to, no, the rotation should be pivoted there. Oh yeah, let's increase this section. Maybe instead of 90 degrees, make it be a bit angled like that, and it will have some hinges that will be controlling the pivot. something like so. Yeah, that's how it will be functioning. So if we check on 3D, the stacking will be like that. Perfect. Okay, so we need this kind of detail also within our layout. To achieve that, I could have used a section instead of elevation for this. Let's just delete anyway. I'm gonna pick one of the sections and do that. Open. Oh yeah, perfect. So this is how it functions. I could have included the slab for the ground floor, for the garage. So let's just check the slab. Oh, here we don't have a slab, right? Go to subtraction, Control Shift D, bring that slab there so that one section has been captured. Okay, basically that. All right, so I'm going to take this information and also maybe produce a 3D document. You know what, the best way is to group these two instead of having a separate drawing. We maybe we can create a model, you know, a design options to indicate a closed door and an opened door. So I'm going to take this, let's go back to the ground, and I'm going to move it back to there. Oops, I hope this is aligned. Okay, let's make sure it's aligned. Yes, now we need to utilize this feature, the design options. So if you look at on 3D, so this is not now, it's not that important. We can delete, right click, show all in 3D. Okay, so we have a closed and open door here, but like I was saying, the headroom here needs to cater for the car to pass, so it's very important. It's very important. So what I need to do now is to create options. So I'm gonna open the design options, and I will create a new combination of let me say garage door open, create another one, garage door closed. Okay, so we need now to create basically the options here under the option set. So I'm going to create a new option. This will be open, another one will be close. Okay, so once we are done with this, we can hit OK. All right, this window will pop out to create or to assign our elements accordingly to our rules or our option set. So the open is going to be this one. I'm going to select and make sure the suspend group is active to select everything. Then assign this to where am I? New option set, new option. Yes, let's say this will be linked to open. So let's relink this and then hit OK. Wait for it to compute that command, and then once it's done, make sure you select this 2. This will be now closed. I'm gonna relink it to, or assign it to closed. Hit OK. Right, so now this if you go back to combination, this garage door closed, we need to make it available for the closed, and then the open one to be open, and then OK to apply the changes. Alright, so now if you come here under the design option manager, so this needs to be keyed in or linked to the views here. So it will depend on the views what we need. So if you look at our elevations, right, we have the south. This one, garage door elevation, for example. Let's open it. There we go. Because it's not assigned any design options, we have to go to its settings and decide what kind of design options we want it to be. So I'm gonna go here under design options and say, on this elevation, I want this to be, the garage door to be closed, right? So this will be permanently keyed in or assigned to our door. So applied to our floor plans, right? So in our floor plan here, currently we don't have anything to show, but what we want to do is to show that the elements of our garage. So I need to open its settings and assign it to, for in this case we want to show it, maybe let me say open and see. Okay, but it's not really represent what I want, so I'm going to be closed. Alright, so here now we have these elements. So if you check on our layout, we want to incorporate those details here. I'm going to close this, and here on the elevation I want to represent as it is. No problem with that, but I will want to have a section for this. I need to have a part wall or a wall section for this. So I'm going to either take this one and bring it here. If you go back to the section, and what we need to do is locate, what's the name of the section? Building section. We need to rename it to garage wall section. Garage door section. Okay, then go back to our layout and bring this drawing here. This is the one. Okay, I don't know why it's not fitting in here. Let's go back to the view, and oh, this is the one. Okay, so this is a pretty interesting section to have. I mean, pretty wall section to have. So instead of calling them door or garage, so there has to be wall sections. This is going to also the wall section should be W02 to match up all the wall sections. Okay, and then if we go to the settings, we need to assign design options of door open. Okay, Where is it? So I need to right click and redefine with this current view. Alright. So the scale is 1:20, and let's go back and bring it here. It's a pity that we can't fit all these elements there. So I'm thinking now to crop the garage into, let's reduce the size of the garage, because here on the plan we're interested on the both the garage door and this wall section, the cladding. So I don't know what to achieve, because clearly we can't fit all these details in one layout because of its scale, but we need to maintain the scale as it is. I would have to create a separate layout just for blown up plans, and then a layout for all the walls, part wall sections. So let me do that. I'm going to create a new layout. This will be part wall section A1, and then I'm going to select Control X. Takes a bit of time. There we go. Then paste it here. Okay, I'm gonna use the original location. All right, so that this can be somewhere here. Okay, I'll have to arrange them according to the numbering, because this is wall section 1, and I'll get advantage of the layout and have it a full. Let's have it full. Update. Yes. Let me bring it down a bit, and then adjust the title. We can increase this to fit everything nice. Let's make sure at the top. Or unless we make everything 1:25, because clearly this is not and on this one I want to show also the entire ramp. So let's go back here and drag it. Let's drag it up to the extent of the ramp here. Okay, go back. Update. Yeah, something like this. Like so. All right. I know that I took all the space, but it's very important to have it. This can be stretched to there and dragged it there. Okay, so I would want to end this video here, and this should lead us to another video. So make sure you check the link on the description to continue this series, and I'll also put the link on the top right corner to watch the next video. Up until today, or up until now, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share this video to those who think will benefit to it, and make sure you get the project files for these videos or for this project. And it was made up of a ArchiCAD BIM 2025 template. Make sure you also check it out and optimize your workflow. So I'll put also the link on the description for the template, and for those that have purchased the template before, this will be free to them. I'll give the project for free. Thank you.